The blazing summer sun was a big concern for the couple building a solarium onto this country home. They wanted to have great views of the surrounding countryside, but they were concerned about how well a glass room could keep out the summer heat. They chose a conservatory made by Four Seasons Sunrooms because of the insulating properties of its glass. It can truly be used in all four seasons.
The design consultant will come and visit the home, measure out the space where the home will put their sunroom, and then design a room specifically for them. Every room is pretty much, although it's a modular system, it's kind of custom built for every room, for every home, to fit their application and their use. In this case, it's off a bedroom, but we do have home offices, kitchens, bathrooms. Family rooms is probably the most popular. And then how they're finished on the inside, this one happens to be a wood unit. There are others that are all aluminum. First step of putting up your Four Seasons sunroom is to make sure you have your flashing down. It's the base wall is going to have stone applied, and then you have your flashing, so any water comes down, drips off the edge of this flashing, goes down the face of the stone and off. And this is the sill, and the window wall's going to here. The next section is to put up your window wall system. It's an operable casement window, the transom above. Then from there, we'll put another sill up the top. We'll run the wooden beams to the top of the conservatory. This window and the transom above actually comes as one unit. It's already been factory assembled, so everything's square and operates perfectly. And then you just put it in and attach them together.
Wooden beams are run to the top of the conservatory.
Once they're finished putting up the beams, this outside is part of the glazing track system. This gets mounted onto the beams, then the glass sits on here, and then another cap comes over the top of it, and that holds the glass in place. To set the glass down onto those fins, and this cap goes over, and another cap from the bottom, mutton cap, and they screw through, and that cinches everything together. Then the inside, as you can see, gets covered with wood. Gives it a weather-tight seal.
The windows are made with tempered glass for strength, safety, and security. This glass is 4 times stronger than standard window glass.
Most people think of glass as being perfectly smooth, but actually if you look at it under a microscope, there are tiny fissures in it. It's a rough surface. And what happens is, on most glass, rainwater carries dust, and those little fissures or that unevenness collects the dust, and your glass looks dirty. That's why you have to clean your glass so much. We now put this finish on right at the factory, and it fills in all those grooves and make it perfectly smooth. It becomes a hydrophilic surface, so that when rainwater washes over it, it doesn't bead up, it actually sheets off, carrying any dust and dirt away with it.
One of the great features of this solarium is the natural wood interior finish. Very nice looking product. But what you have to watch for is moisture. You don't ever want to get the wood wet. With this system you don't, because all of the window panes are encased in an aluminum frame with rubber gaskets. If there's ever any condensation buildup whatsoever in the windows, it'll come to the bottom and still stay inside those frames and then go out the weep holes to the exterior. We're not going to have any mold buildup.
Okay, we're just doing the finished trim now. It's the last 10% of the job. It takes 90% of the time. So we do all this trim, we do a bunch of test fitting, get the notches just right, then it gets covered with another piece of trim all around. And that's what makes the room really look beautiful on the inside. The inside's all fine woodwork, as if it was, craftsman built, as it was. And that can be stained or painted to match the decor of the rest of the house or whatever feeling that the homeowner wants. The most important part of your sunroom is the glass. We use a special proprietary exclusive MC, which stands for multi-coat glass. All those multi-coatings are on the inside of this piece of glass, and they reflect away the heat in the summer and reflect the heat back in the winter.
The glass arrives with a protective polyvinyl masking on both surfaces to protect the glass until the room is finished. The installers peel off the masking, leaving a pristine surface inside and out. Well, Jim, explain to me what you're doing with the radiometers and the 3 panes of glass.
Well, these 3 panes of glass represent different glazings that different sunroom manufacturers use. The 3 heat lamps here represent the sun, or the solar energy coming from the sun. And the radiometers are representing or measuring how much heat is coming through the glass.
And the 2 on the outside are spinning quite a bit. What type of glass treatment do we have on these?
Well, all 3 of these glazings are insulated glass, which means you have 2 pieces of glass with an airspace, usually filled with argon, in between, which is great for winter heat loss, or preventing winter heat loss.
Okay.
but there's really nothing to protect against the sun's solar energy.
So the argon gas isn't going to help in the summertime, but you said it does have a coating on it?
Yes, this one's solar bronze, so it has a bronze coating on it, and it does reflect away some of the heat.
Okay.
It's better than just a plain insulated glass pane.
So it'll help a little bit in the summer?
It'll definitely help a little bit.
Okay.
This other one is low E glass, which most people have heard of. It's very common now in using it for windows.
Windows and doors.
Again, it's an insulated glass, and it has a low emissivity coating on the number 2 glass surface.
Yeah.
The third one is Four Seasons glass. If you look around at the radiometers, you can see that both of these two are spinning quite a bit.
Yeah.
And if you imagine that that was your electric meter spinning, trying to keep this room cool,
Okay.
that's probably not something that you want.
Okay.
This one, third one, is Four Seasons glass, and it was designed specifically for rooms made of glass. It's got a heavier coating that reflects a lot more of the sun's energy away.
So for on windows and doors, the low E would be fine, but when you build all of your walls, the ceiling, the roof of glass, then
you really want to have a special glass made just for that purpose.
Okay.
I mean, if you put your hand in between any of these, you can actually feel the heat through it.
Oh yeah, very big difference.
And that's why our rooms can be built anywhere from Maine to Arizona and Alaska to the Middle East.
Okay, and the coating will cut down on the summertime heat gain, and then the argon gas and everything will help.
Yeah, see, that coating actually helps in the winter as well, because it's reflecting the energy that you put into the room to heat the room back into the room and not letting it pass to the outside.
Not only did the homeowners get an extraordinary space that fit their home, they can enjoy a sunroom that will be functional and comfortable in all 4 seasons.